1983 was a very good year. As well as being the year that I was born, it was also the year the Jupiter 6 was born. Now, the Jupiter 6 from Roland is many things, but it's not a Jupiter 8. It's like more acid. It's like more emo. It's like darker and it's fizzier and it's weirder. It's a weird synth. And it can also sound very majestic, but in a kind of glassy, odd way. And the Mercury-6 is the first virtual recreation of a Jupiter 6. And I used to own a Jupiter 6. And I made a video, this one, where you can see a very tanned version of my hands. I think I had a really good filter on, playing my Jupiter 6, which I sold on because it wasn't an 8. But I regret that in many respects because it was unique. And what we're going to do in this video is a couple of things. For fun, let's see if we can recreate some of the sounds that are in my demo on the plugin. I'll talk about the features of the 6 and the plugin, this Cherry Audio Mercury-6, which is very cool. Links to this, by the way, you can purchase this plugin at Gear Music, and you can subscribe and like if you like such a thing. Please do. So the first sound I'm going to play is a weird zingy one, and I think sort of typifies the oddness of a Jupiter 6, and it's this. So quite high, quite zingy, quite strange. And here it is. This is as close as I can get on the Mercury-6. Do you see how we're cross-modding? Pretty cool, isn't it? The next thing, let's play with just something like bassy. And there was a little bassy bit, which I think is around here. Goes really weird there with the filter, but we're just like talking about a really warm classic thing as well. Not so acid, just warm and full and nice. Next would be this Ultra Pad Ambient Works, which is a sort of like a PWM super pad, something quite glassy and interesting, but that the 6 does really well. Sounds nice. That is just lovely. And here I've got a attempt to make this sound as best I can replicate. Next up, Unison, because as the man says in the video, something else that I want to mention, Unison, because that's just one of the things you get a Jupiter 6 for. Indeed. And here we go. Here is my attempt at that unison sound. Fair play. Yeah. The amount of low end that the filter can kick out is nuts. I think a valiant effort. It's interesting to sort of be able to sweep this with the mouse. If anything, I would say that that's less stair-steppy than a real Jupiter 6, because on a real 6, when you move the faders, they zipper. There's a zipper noise because there's a digital layer of control in between that and the synth. No, it seems much smoother. And so in terms of the synth itself, what do we have? Well, we've got 2 oscillators that we blend together with a mix control. So if I get some of this modulation out of the way, you've got this nice sort of core sound. Even that just sounds kind of warm and nice. And then the filter. Now, of course, the Jupiter 6 has got multiple modes, including high pass and band pass. A nice LFO with multiple wave shapes, including random, and you can sync the LFO. Chef's kiss, can't do that on a real Jupiter 6. High pass. I think that kind of acidity that I remember from my Jupiter 6 is there. It's hard to say if it's exactly the same, and it's really hard to match settings because there's lots of influences. There's like 3 influences potentially to the filter. So we've got an LFO, we've got 2 oscillators, and we'll get more on the oscillators in a sec. But I want to mention there's this other LFO down here, which is nice. If you engage this, you've got an extra little momentary one, or you can just turn it on, which is nice. Can't do that on the real Jupiter. And you've got a rise control, so it'll take time to take effect. So 2 LFOs, really nice, have all that control. So yeah, a filter, multi-mode, and then these oscillators. So the oscillators were based on a Sen chip. They weren't discrete, but that meant they had lots of waveforms. And interestingly, something that isn't immediately obvious on the 6 is you can push these buttons down and have multiple wave shapes on at the same time. So you've got, if I move the mix over here, sine wave, good old sine, a range, and then blend it. It's a nice sound, isn't it? It's nice, that, isn't it? It can be classy as well. It's a synth, just don't be aggro with it. So it does that sort of Roland-y classiness. There's some of that in the demo video that I did. I hope that comes across. And then you're blending the oscillators together. You can have different wave shapes. We can PWM the square. with this, LFO or envelope 1. It's nice. Now, there's two cool things that we can do with the oscillator. One is sync. So you can sync the VCO2 to VCO1, and you can do it the other way around as well. VCO 1 to 2. Cool that. But if you do it the other way round, so you get 2 to sync 1, move over to 1, and then modulate the envelope of 1. Then 1 is syncing to 2, but you're pushing around its sort of pitch, as it were. And then you can cross mod. How we made that sound before, you know, kind of wow, sort of. We can invert, so we can start high, and then that's probably going to go a bit bonkers, actually. So we can do sort of an inversion version. So I guess what I'm saying is there's quite a lot of sound shaping potential. You know, the ability to cross mod, the ability to sync. You've got multiple filter modes. They're very acid in cutting. You've got the two oscillators. You can have them at different pitches. Obviously, you can play them against each other, or just use one and like lock its sync whilst pushing it around. So you're creating weird, harsh sync sounds. And then you warm them up with the filter. Loads of good stuff. ×2. Because, not obvious, but if you go to layer, oh, what's this? What's this purple beast? And with its like blue buttons, well, that's the whole other layer that is here. And currently this isn't sort of making a very good sound, I don't think, but if we... So there's bass and a weird twiddly sound, which we made very odd. Let's make it not twiddly. That's the lower section. Have it be a bit more brassy. And then let's pan that left, and let's pan this right a bit. Let's make this very slow to come in. Slower as well. That extra sound needs a bit of reverb. Nice, isn't it? We've layered, so we've got a double Jupiter 6 sound. We've got Jupiter 12, and you've kind of got more than Jupiter 12 because you've also got way more voices than 6. There were 6 on the original. God bless it. God bless its little cotton socks. But now we've got the option of 16. And now I've got a Mac M1, like the standard old M1, the 2 or 3 year old M1 or whatever it is, and obviously that is just an absolute monster CPU. But I haven't had any issues. I've got loads of instances here because I've been building up a track. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 17 instances of this. I'm pegging my CPU at 26%. So it's optimized, I do believe, is what they say. You've got an arpeggiator, you've got that Unison insanity, and you've got really nice effects. Nice effects that are in here, by the way. Including their like galactic reverb. When I made that demo video, I had the Jupiter going through the eventide space. That's a good time. And so having effects is just, it's important. Like, it makes it, you know, just that little like, now the other one's a chorus. Let's go to here. Let's just try that. Flying core. It sounds good. So that is a little taste of the Mercury-6. Like I say, link below, Gear for Music sell the Mercury-6 plugin, and loads of other things. If you need things, they've got them. Subscribe, and I think I'm going to just play us out with my sort of weird drum and bass Odyssey. It's not an Odyssey, it's just some drum and bassy stuff that I've been playing around. It's good for the Unison bass and weird pads and bits and bobs. And not especially clever or complex, but just show you that it's just a super versatile, super musical concept. The Jupiter 6 was not an 8. It's unique. Hope you like it. Check it out. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.